Hello, and welcome back to Our Own Canon, a podcast about Asian Americans and our relationship to art. We are back
We are
and
back
and
and
and finally free from Fruits
and
Basket.
finally free. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. We did talk about the movie, but we didn't do a whole episode just for the movie. Maybe we'll do that.
Oh god, you're gonna make me watch that movie.
It's an
From what you
experience,
told me
and
about that movie, I don't want to watch it.
you shouldn't cheat yourself out of this experience, Yeji.
I'll pass, actually. But
Yeah, you got
I don't know. I
what?
feel like I would probably watch it just because I'm such a huge fan of Fruits Basket, and I'd probably be like pleasantly surprised, but like and this might be a testament to like how bad our summaries are, but like when you told me about it, I don't know. I could do without watching that movie.
I'm gonna be real. I don't think I usually do a bad job with summaries, and I don't know, that summary wasn't great, but it hit the important parts, and the important parts was the
Okay, then
yikes.
yeah, maybe not.
All right, so moving on from
Moving
that,
on from that.
because we're putting it behind
We are.
us, along with Rent a Girlfriend,
Yes.
putting it behind
I
us.
put Rent a Girlfriend behind
Uh,
me a long time ago. I know you haven't yet, but
yeah, I'm just such a fan, I keep up with it every
okay, yeah,
season.
moving on. Moving on. Jesus Christ.
All right, so what type of crazy stuff do we have in store today?
Well, we're doing something a little bit different today. I did kind of want to try a new format, and we are definitely going into this blind, so we'll see how it goes. But in essence, An has brought us a topic today that I don't know anything about, and we're just gonna talk about it based on what he tells me and what I know about it from afar, if it is something that I know about. But if not, then I'm just gonna be going off what he says, which will be exciting or scary. We'll see.
Both. You should
Both.
be terrified. You have given me way too much
I
power
may have
here.
given you way too much power here. When I was explaining after we got finished recording with the last episode, I remember I pitched this idea, and An was like, "This is probably not a good idea because I'm just gonna do the most out of pocket stuff." And I was like, "Well, then maybe maybe that's what'll make it good. I don't know, but I'm also scared. I have a healthy amount of fear, so we'll see."
She's right. She's right. She's got it. All right, and what's the name of this? What's the name of this segment? This new segment that we're doing?
It I had one and then I lost it, so we're probably gonna
You were
have to
so
go
confident
back.
on it
We
last time we
were.
talked.
I was. And now oh, is it off topic?
It was
It
off
was off
topic.
topic. There we go. I can't be trusted with anything, not even my own ideas. All right, wonderful.
So
Off
yeah, she's a
topic.
genius, but it only comes in short
Yeah,
bursts.
it like waves the other like 99% of the time I'm operating off one single brain cell. Um
And I share it.
yeah, we
It's not a
share
very
it.
good
It's
system.
fine. We have joint
It's a pretty
we
terrible
have
system.
joint custody of our brain cell. But okay, yeah, so it's called Off Topic, and essentially it might just be one big old tangent, but we'll see how it goes. So, what are we talking about today?
All right. So you want it out of
Oh
pocket.
fuck.
So we're doing an anime. That was just a given. You just knew that one coming off the bat. It's just assumed we're doing an anime, of course.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So I'm gonna give you the name of the
Oh
anime.
god, okay.
It's called Birdie Wing, Girls Golf
Oh
Story.
no.
Right. And let's just break down this string of words real quick
Oh
before we go anywhere.
no.
Okay.
No.
We start off strong
No.
with Birdie. And you hear Birdie, you don't know what's going on. Is it gonna be about birds? What's it gonna be about, right? And then we go to word number 2, and we get wing, right? Okay, so this is very clearly, obviously, going to be like an animal thing, of course, right? Right? And then You don't seem ready for this. You don't seem ready. You don't seem ready for word 3. We're only 3 words in, Yeji.
Oh god, I regret everything.
So we transition from Birdie Wing to girls.
Wow, crazy, revolutionary, honestly.
And I feel like at this point you officially don't know what's going on because like
I already don't know what's
I
going on.
Okay, we're almost there. Oh, it's actually golf. It's Birdie Wing Golf Girls Story.
Oh,
I
wow.
forget. That makes it better. So
Wow.
we get to the point a lot quicker, right? So like Birdie Wing Golf, it hits you. Birdie Golf, we're playing golf.
We are
now.
playing golf now.
It's a sports anime, right? And like I feel like that's all you need, like Birdie Wing Golf, right? And then like now we're thinking about a golf anime. But the last 2 words, it's girls story.
Oh god.
Right? So this is not just some sports anime. This is also girls story.
Wow. I think you could stop right there and that's it. Like that's the that's the
Nope.
episode. We're good. Okay, so it's a sports anime. I'm a fan of sports anime. I like sports anime. It has a nice cover. I just looked up the cover on Google. It looks cool. That's not a golf outfit though. She's wearing like long sleeves and shorts, which
makes a lot of sense when I explain it.
it's interesting, but I will let you explain it more after. Okay,
Because,
so I have the cover in my brain now.
I just want to know, you see the cover, you see the title, what are you expecting from this? Like,
Okay, to be honest with you, like I have heard you talk about this, and I can't remember anything from what you told me.
Good.
All I can remember was that it was the most convoluted plot I think I've ever heard in my entire life, and you said it was fun. So that's
was very
really all
fun.
I have. Based on the cover.
for this, how much spoilers am I allowed to get into?
Oh, you can see. Okay, this might be a tangent. I don't care about spoilers. I actually think that like
Oh.
I don't actually care. I think that if you don't really have the context for the spoiler, it doesn't really ruin anything. And also like if the story doesn't hold up after you've told me the spoiler, it's probably not a good story. It's probably not like very well rounded, if that makes sense. Like, and with this one, I mean, you can tell me the whole plot and everything, and I'll probably still watch it because this looks good. But like, context for this, you know, I play golf, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like, did you pick that because of this?
Okay, no.
Okay, good.
This has been something everyone I've met that watches anime, I've been trying to convince them to watch this shit. Because like no one wants to watch a golf anime, and I keep having to say like guys, that's like
Hear me out. Hear me out.
it's good. And everyone who I have managed to convince to watch this has agreed it's good.
Okay, but also you did convince me to watch Rent a Girlfriend, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna take advice from you or recommendations from you.
But like
ever
I
again,
specifically told you that was gonna be bad when we got into it. I wasn't wrong.
Okay, so Rent a Girlfriend is bad. This looks bad, but is it good bad? Is this a raccoon? Is this a raccoon rambles content, or is this a top picks content?
This is probably Raccoon Rambles on the same level that like Forbidden Kingdom was.
Oh, okay. I kind of love that.
Like,
actually,
it's not like Superman smashes the clan. We like sat there and ruminated on it and really soaked it in. Like, you're not gonna soak shit in here. You're just gonna kind of be on for a ride.
You're not soaking shit.
They're you know. You know how we share a brain cell? The 2 seasons of this show also share one brain cell.
Oh, wonderful. I kind of love that, actually. Those are the best shows. Wait, so why is it called Birdie Wing?
It's a great question.
Like, birdie is a golf term. It means you play one under the set amount of hits you get for a hole. That's called par. Like if you make par, then you like hit the amount of hits given for the hole. Am I making any sense right now?
No, you're right.
Watch
You're right.
Yeji try to explain golf. Um, and a birdie is one under. So like birdie makes sense. Did they just put wing in there because it has the word bird in it? Like, does wing have any significance? It doesn't have any significance. Okay, wonderful.
She has a bird wing painted on her golf ball. That's about as far as you get.
Oh. Wow.
That's it.
Wow, crazy.
Wait, are you trying to find deeper meaning?
No, I just didn't know if the out of pocket thing was like they play golf and they fly. Like
No. I mean, the balls fly. I guess.
yeah, crazy. Wait, so okay, so yeah, like give me a bad summary of this because I have no context for what this is about.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna pitch it to you first, and then we can go into summary.
Okay, you're pitched.
Or I guess I'm gonna try to explain the generalness of it first for people who like want to bounce in case like they want to be spoiler free, and then I'll like actually
Okay.
get into it. How about that?
Okay, wonderful.
Okay. So, number
Well,
one,
you're really considering our fans.
what is a sports anime? Like at its most fundamental, what is a sports anime?
It's about hope and freedom and
Incorrect.
damn it.
It's a battle. It's a battle shonen. Okay, it's a battle shonen disguised by sports. Okay, when you really think about it, the fundamental difference between Haikyuu and Naruto are not that different. They're basically just the same thing, just with a different coat of painting. Okay.
The only difference is the premise. Like
So I need to get that out there real quick, right? We're in here for a battle shonen, okay? And what's the most intense type of love that can happen in a battle shonen?
intense type of love?
What is the truest love that you will find in a battle shonen? What is the strongest bond that you can form in a battle shonen?
Like the person and their craft? No.
Shonen rivalry.
That's wrong.
Come on.
That's
Come on, get
right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to I don't know what I'm doing.
What's the tightest relationship in Naruto? It's Naruto and Sasuke.
That's true.
we should know
That's
that.
true. It's
Okay?
a very intimate experience for sure.
No matter how straight they are, no matter who they ended up with at the end of the story.
Yeah, no, none of that matters.
Okay. So, with that in mind, this is golf girl story.
Wonderful.
This is a story not about two lesbian lovers, but about shonen rivals. Who also really happen to be really, really gay.
I can't even do this. Okay, so there's two girls in the middle of it. But that's actually true though.
Right?
Now that like I'm thinking more about the individual words that you're saying. It makes sense. You're not wrong. Like okay, wait. This might be one that we do have to do. Have you seen Free? Iwatobi Swim Club?
No, I haven't.
Do you know what it's about? Like even a
No.
little bit, but like that is true. It's true in that. It's true in Haikyuu. It's true in that one baseball anime. I think it's called like Blue Diamond or something. I watched like the first couple episodes of that. That kind of blows my mind a little bit, actually. No, yeah, you're right. It's
Every shonen rivalry is actually a gay couple that's in disguise,
Yep.
okay?
Yep. All right. Well, you just blew my mind a little bit, but we're moving on from that now. Okay, what's going on with this?
So, point one of why you should watch it, it's queer as fuck.
It's
and that's pretty
gay.
cool. It's gay.
Just like me. Okay.
Okay. But it gets even better. So, every good love
Oh
story...
God.
We're still on this. Every good love story needs tension, right? So what's the tension in this love story? Right. So on one hand, we have Ayo Amawashi, right, which is the black hair girl, right? And she is a genetics bred golfing champion, okay? Her parents were both golfing legends, and they got together in order to make the ultimate golfing child, right? And, like, as far as anime goes, we're pretty tame right now. We're pretty tame.
Bro, it's
But
always
girls-
the dark-haired one that's the prodigy. It's always the
dark-haired
dark-haired one that's, like, killing it. And it's always the one with the colored hair that's just, like, slightly out of pocket, has no... Like, they don't have talent, they just have guts. Am I right?
You're really, really right.
Okay,
actually.
wonderful.
So, the other girl is Eve, right? And we get introduced to her as Eve because we don't know her last name because she doesn't know who her parents are. Because this is a shonen. She's just Eve. And
Her
she
name
makes
is
money.
Eve, and we get introduced to her as what? Eve.
Eve. And she's an orphan.
Oh,
Like-
no. This
And-
is a shonen anime.
It's the most
I
shonen
kind of
anime.
hate it.
like fuck My Hero Academia, fuck Naruto, fuck Bleach, fuck One Piece, fuck all the shonen anime. This is the most shonen thing that exists.
It's turning out to be very, very shonen. Okay, so the good girl, the one who's killing it, who's genetically, what did you say? Genetically bred to be.
She's eugenics bred.
Wow.
She's the product of eugenics.
Okay, eugenics girl and Eve meet how?
Okay. First, what you gotta understand
there's
about
more.
Eve
Oh god.
is that she makes money playing golf by doing golf gambling in the underground. So she'll find weird old dudes who want to play golf against her and bet money that they can win, only for her to destroy them utterly. We get introduced to Eve by her gambling against this dude, this dude, and she wins the round by hitting a golf ball through in between a moving train into a pitchfork, which bounces the ball into the hole. This is what we're in for, Yeji. This is not golf.
This is just
anime.
dude perfect in an anime. Like,
And she literally says, "I don't play golf. I hit a ball with stick for money."
is that an actual line in this show?
That's an actual line for this show.
I need a minute.
We're in episode 1, Yeji.
I
We
need
haven't
a
even started
minute.
yet. This is the opening scene.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So these two star-crossed lovers, they meet. So Eve is playing like as a pinch hitter for like other pro golfers, right?
Uh-huh.
In order to like cheat in order to win their golfing tournaments, right? Which means that she ends up at an actual golf tournament where like Aoi's at, right? And like they run into each other, and like at first they're like, oh, you know, like I'm not sure about this person, but then like Aoi sees Eve like hit the golf ball really hard, and she's like, yo.
wow, my pussy is wet. Yep, I fucking knew it.
There's no better way to put it. So they meet each other, and like she wants to go play. So they like decide to like play a round of golf together, right? And like Aoi is like super impressed by like how like brute force Eve just hits. Eve has no technique, no skill. She can just hit a ball really hard.
I kind of love that
Okay.
though. Because it's the combination of like absolutely lobbing the shit out of a golf ball and like some technique that makes golf.
Mhm.
It's just that lobbing the ball as hard as you fucking can is actually harder than it looks.
I didn't know that.
It is hard.
I always.
It's hard. Like The one thing that it's like very frustrating because like the one thing a male golfer will usually always have on a female golfer is that his like drive he will tend to usually always outdrive her. Like
Mm.
the farthest I've ever hit my driver is probably like 220, almost 230. A guy can reach like 300, 350 yards, and it's like they don't even have to try. It's just like the mechanics of a dude being bigger. Like,
Something about math, something about
yeah, something about
physics,
math and physics and
biology.
gravity and biology come together to do that. And like, I think it's actually really interesting that like the dynamic between them is that like she just go boom boom and the other girl is like she's been, you know, taught all the technique and stuff. This
Mm.
is also like this is very similar to the plot of Haikyuu. I mean, like at least the duo like
Yeah.
personality thing. Yeah. Like there's
So you're telling me you understand what Aoi's feeling when you see Eve hit the golf ball really hard?
yeah, I do. My pussy is also wet.
You do this to yourself.
You know, I really should like. I have to remember that this isn't just a conversation between the two of us. Like, this is going on the internet for an audience of like 5 people, but still, like,
Hey, it's like 15-20, okay?
yeah, oh wow, yeah, no, we
All 15-20 of our
all
lovely
15,
audience.
20 of our lovely listeners. Listen, I'm not thinking about y'all. Like, I love you, but I'm in the zone.
She's really here for the golf.
No, really.
So
Okay, so they have a golf thing
yes, so they have
together.
this golf match, or just one hole,
Uh-huh.
right? And it's like this really complicated hole because of like curves,
Only
right?
one
So like,
hole? That's
yeah.
no fun.
Mm.
It's just gonna be 2 hours of golf hole sex jokes, guys. I'm so sorry. Continue.
You know, like on our podcast, it says like it tells you it asks to tag what type of content it is,
Mm-hmm.
and for a while we had it tagged as educational. I
Mm-hmm.
changed it.
Oh no.
And I think I made the right decision. This is
What is
entertainment.
it? Oh, it's just yeah. Yeah, it's just entertainment.
I don't know if 2 hours of Yeji talking about golf
Listen.
sex jokes is
Listen.
considered
Listen.
education.
This is very educational. I have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, no. You should change it back. You should change it back.
Okay.
This is highly academic.
This is very important stuff.
Highly academic. Continue, maestro. I'm listening.
If I ever have to pitch a podcast, I really hope this isn't the one on the front page of our YouTube channel.
This is the one that's gonna blow up.
Yeah, this is what we get known for. Superman smashes the Klan. We don't need a
Nope.
3-hour conversation about like Asian American like racial experiences.
No.
We need golf.
It's Birdie Wing, Golf Girl Story.
Birdie Wing.
Let's fucking go.
So this course has like a curve to it, right? So like
Uh-huh.
so like Aoi hits the golf ball and like it curves around the trees, right? Because she's like a really good golfer or whatever, right? And then like Eve hits the ball and instead of like attempting this curve shot, she just shoots it through the trees, right?
That's hard.
And it like smashes through a branch and then it doesn't like hit too I don't think it like makes it and then like Aoi wins the round. But then they're like, oh, but then they're like we have to like play another game together. Like I always like promise me we'll play a game together tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like she wants to play a whole course with her, right? So we get to the next day, right? And I'm probably messing some shit up. I'm not sure.
Well, that's okay. It'll happen.
And we get and they're playing and somehow Eve gets into the tournament. I think she pulls a favor. Yeah, she pulls a favor from the mafia. There's a golf mafia. Did I forget about that? There's a golf mafia.
You're
in here.
gonna have to repeat that sentence to me because I heard Bafia and I immediately just checked out. What did you just say?
So there's a mafia in this story, and they're just like a normal mafia, except it's golf. They won't murder you with a gun. They'll play golf against you.
Dude, what are the Japanese on?
The good shit.
Like, what do the Japanese eat to come up with stuff like this? Because I
good
want
shit.
some of it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd be happier. Or more miserable. I don't know. If like, are you burdened with this type of thought? Is it a burden?
No,
Maybe.
I'm enjoying myself so much.
Golf
So-
Mafia. Wonderful.
So she pulls a favor with the golf mafia. She's like, I really need to play against this chick. It's very important to me. Get me into this tournament. So the golf mafia is like, sure, I'll get you in. You're gonna owe me one. And you know that's always a great thing. So she
You
gets
don't
through the
wanna owe
tournament.
Mafia anything, but the Golf Mafia, you really don't want to owe them something.
So they get
What?
to the tournament.
What would they do?
You'll see.
Oh, fuck me. Okay, continue. Jesus Christ.
So they get to the tournament, and they're not playing together at the moment, right? And Eve is playing, and she gets to the same course that she saw Aoi that she and Aoi played with on the first time they played, right? And you know how there's like a curve to it, right? So like the anime like gets here and it's like all set up, right? It's all set up, and it's like, oh, like Eve's gonna like learn, he's gonna like watch Aoi and like learn how to curve the ball, right? And it's like this whole setup about how she's gonna like possibly get through this course, right? No. Then the anime just takes this like fucking insane turn. Instead of hitting the golf ball and doing the curve shot, she hits it into the exact same spot she hit it the first time. And remember how the first time it hit a tree branch and broke and that stopped the ball?
Yes.
This time she hit it so accurately, it went through the slot that she created last time, right? Through the tree, and then to the other side. That was the solution to that problem, okay?
I can't even do this anymore. I just want to watch the anime now. Can we just watch the anime? I just want to see it. Like, I don't know what.
Her solution to for going hard not working was to go harder.
Second time's the charm? Question mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so she manages to brute force her way through this hole, which sounds so like that's just an innuendo.
And Aoi was here for it.
And yeah, and Aoi was glad that it wasn't her hole.
I think she was jealous of him.
She's like, damn, you should destroy my hole like that. Okay, well, moving on. So there's now a golf mafia, and also Eve is good and playing well in the tournament. And so, okay, like, I feel like Aoi is not really a character much at this point.
Yeah, she's kind of more of an inciting incident at the moment.
Okay, interesting. Continue.
So they get to the end of the tournament, and like something happens. I forget, some sort of hijinks happen, right? And like Aoi is like, I'm not satisfied with this tournament. We need to play one more time or whatever, right? And she's like, tomorrow at sunrise, meet me here, and like we're gonna play like our like true like one-on-one golf game, right? So that's what she's gonna do. They're gonna wake up early in the morning, like sunrise rendezvous, right? And
Totally
play golf.
not gay.
Not gay at all.
Straight sunrise rendezvous.
Strictly platonic.
Strictly platonic.
Sunrise rendezvous.
Totally heterosexual sunrise rendezvous. Okay.
Right. So like Aoi like gets back to the hotel, and like her manager's like, we gotta leave like early in the morning tomorrow, right, or whatever, because like we got places to be because you're like an important fancy person or whatnot, right? Meanwhile, Eve goes back, and the golf mafia is like, it's time to pay up, bitch.
Okay.
Right. So they grab Eve and and in the middle of the night bring her to the mafia headquarters, right? And there it's revealed that the mafia needs Eve to play a game against this other mafia in order to secure like this like piece of land that they want to build a casino on, right? So like big money's on the line, right? Remember, they're in the mafia headquarters underground at the moment, right? And Eve's like, "How are we gonna play golf? We're underground." And mafia bitch is like, "Okay." She clicks the button, right? And like this like underground golf course like rearranges this, so it's like this like randomly generated golf course. It's just like one really long strip, but like all the pieces randomly move, right? So each time you play golf here, you get a different hole. Right?
That's kind of incredible, actually.
Yeah. And she's like, and they didn't even have to do this. Like offhand, like, how do you like afford this shit? And she's like, yeah, we just hold like golfing bets here all the time.
Okay, but that's actually like that actually checks out because golf is a very money forward sport. And so like if you get a bunch of rich guys playing golf and like betting money on it,
It'll pay for
that's a
itself.
multi-billion-dollar industry. Like golf is already a multi-billion-dollar industry. Like and the mafia's involved.
And the
Come
mafia's
on.
involved.
Come on. Yeah, no. They probably have like the GDP of a small country. You know what I mean? Like
Probably. So Eve now is like, okay, cool. That just happened. Who am I playing against? And then we get revealed Viper, who is this? She is this like vampire looking chick with like fangs on her teeth. She comes out and it's like, okay, time to play golf.
what is happening? Like what is going on?
This is the tame part, Yeji. We're not
Is
even at
this
the hard
still
part
like
yet.
episode 1? Like what is
We're like-
happening?
We're like maybe like 3-4 episodes in.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So for the next like episode, maybe 2 episodes, Eve is playing golf against Viper, right? And
What's
like
her
when she like Viper, but I think it's like French or something like that. Like
Oh,
some
so it's
shit.
Viper with the R-E and not an E-R.
yeah,
Wonderful. Okay.
and like Eve's like the like bad bitch like type thing. So she's like making fun of her the whole time, right? It's real great. Eve's got an attitude. You'll love her.
Wonderful.
So Eve like hits the ball and it's not working, right? Like for some reason she's like off her game, right? And like for a couple episodes, like we're doing this whole thing where like Eve's like, "What's going on? What's wrong?" Right? And then finally we get to the end of the episode. Guess why everything was off. I just want you to guess. You're not gonna get
Because
it.
her lesbian lover wasn't there.
No.
God damn it.
So every time we saw Eve every once in a while when we saw Eve hit the ball, we would see like Vibera like unzip her jacket to like reveal this like tattoo on her stomach.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So the solution to this mystery, the answer to this mystery, was that her tattoo releases pheromones that throw people off their game, and Eve wins the match by holding her breath through it.
Dude, absolutely nothing in my life has prepared me for this moment.
So good.
I've watched so many anime that you would think that I would know, that I would have been able to guess that something like that would be possible.
It's so good.
I fucking
So
hate
dumb.
it.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
That's so good.
Okay, so Eve wins the golf. So Eve's doing this whole thing,
That's like
Right.
actually crazy.
and like it's in the middle of the night.
Okay, the person who came up with that definitely had like a similar experience in their life where they like saw somebody with a chest boob tattoo and were like, I'm so fucking distracted right now. I cannot focus on anything else. And they were like, I have to put this out into the world artistically because it's the only way I can psychologically get over it. And this is the result.
This is the result.
This is what happened.
Okay, so it's like in the middle of the night, and it's in the morning now, and he's like, "Shit, I gotta get to my sunrise rendezvous." And Aoi's sitting there, and she's like, "Where's this bitch?" No, no, she's more like,
Where's my
"Where's
where's my lady lover?
I'm sad."
Where is she? Where
Right,
art
and
thou?
like, it's this whole like really like oddly really touching moment where like Eve's trying to like race there while like Aoi's like, "Please just give me like 5 more minutes, like let me wait for her." Right, and then like Eve gets there, and there's like she doesn't see Aoi. Instead, she sees like a golf ball on a tee, and she picks up the golf ball and it says "You liar" on it, and it's like
Dude, that's so gay. I fucking love it. That's so
it gets gayer.
romantic. That's so romantic.
So Aoi's on the plane, she's taking off, it's flying away, right? And Eve sees her, so she takes the golf ball, puts it in the on the tee, and then like hits the ball right past the window, so Aoi will know that she's still thinking about her. I love this show so much.
I just can't fucking even do this anymore. Like, what the hell?
Okay.
I'm scared. I'm just scared.
So Aoi's getting all pouty because she's like, "You betrayed me" or whatever. Eve goes home. She's all sad because like she like hurt her lesbian lover that she's known for like 3 days.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
And she gets home to the orphanage
As it
that she's
goes.
living with, right? And the orphanage is like, damn, like they're about to tear down the orphanage to build a casino.
Is this story ever gonna just like stop for a second?
It just keeps going.
Like, are they just gonna like? Can I get a break? Like, where's my small slice of life? Like, what's going on? This story took no breaks. Like,
It's full throttle all the way through.
all right, well, I guess we're full throttling all the way through. Wait, so like, is she okay? Is she gonna like ask the mafia again to stop the casino from being built so that she can save the orphanage?
Yeah,
Okay, wonderful.
with
That was
golf.
yeah, with golf. Got
So
it.
Eve goes to the mafia boss and it's like, "You bitch! Like, I helped you. I didn't know you were gonna tear down my fucking orphanage."
Oh, it's the mafia's fault? Like the
Yeah, yeah.
mafia's the
So,
one.
so,
Okay,
so
got it.
because Eve won that game, they got the land rights to tear down the orphanage
Oh god.
to build the
Okay.
casino. It is
Dude,
directly
wait. Full
Eve's fault.
circle. Full circle.
So Eve's like, "You bitch," right? So she then goes to the other mafia boss and is like, "I'm gonna help you if you help me. Get me a game with this chick, right? And then we'll fight it out, right, to save the orphanage."
Of course.
So they set up another game where Eve has to like, okay, back up a little. Eve has like this like mentor figure who's like her liaison between the mafia, and like this like lady's like real nice to her, and she's like, "You shouldn't be getting involved with the mafia," but Eve's like, "I really want to play golf with Aoi," and she's like, "Fine, but like I'll do this for you, but like be careful, right?" So
Uh-huh.
like she's pretty dope. We like Rose. Rose is cool. All right.
Wonderful.
So Eve gets this match. She goes to the mafia boss, right? And she's like, "I'll play to get this other mafia boss like the land because he won't tear down the orphanage," right? So she's like, she's turncoat,
It's
right?
so
And she
convoluted. It's so
she
fucking
gets there
convoluted.
and she's like, "Who's my opponent's gonna be?" Right? And then like Rose steps out, right? And she's like, "Fuck, I don't want to play against Rose. She's cool." So they go out and they're on the underground mafia thing, right? And like they're having like this like really intense golf competition because like Rose is really good, Eve is really good,
Uh-huh.
right? But like throughout the match, we see Rose like something's wrong, right? Something's wrong. Like she probably would have won if in the first round, but it's like, but like the way that the tournament the way that the competition works is like, uh, it's first to win a match, if the match goes draw, then they do another one, right? So if like
Okay.
both of them get like par on the hole, then they do another one
Okay.
until someone loses, right? So
Interesting.
like Rose would have probably won on the first one against a lesser opponent, but Eve's just too good. So we noticed something's like wrong with Rose, and like this is a really big moment. So I'm gonna let you step up, like I'm gonna let people who don't want this spoiled to step off, cause like this is episode 7, okay?
Oh
So,
God.
so we're still pretty
All
early in the
right.
story. So
Uh-huh.
if you wanna savor this moment, get off right now.
I don't have a choice, guys. I just want to let you know. You guys can escape now.
So we get to the end of the episode. The end credits play. We're in the end credits scene now, and Rose hits the golf ball, and her arm breaks off. The whole time, her arm was a robotic arm. And that's why she was having problems.
I don't want to do this anymore. I want to get off. I want to get off this ride. Mom! Mom, I'm scared.
Her arm completely shatters. We get to the next.
No! I don't want to do this anymore. Stop it. I've had enough. I literally can't.
It's so good.
Who came up with this shit, dude?
I have
Oh
no
my
idea.
God.
Certified geniuses came up with this idea.
What the hell? Okay.
So we end the episode, her arm breaks off. The next
Uh-huh.
episode, we start with her arm breaking off, and she's like, fuck it. She plays golf with one arm.
That's just not. Is it the left arm or the right arm?
Her left arm broke, so she's still swinging with her right arm.
Dude, that's like. I got. It's harder to hit with your right arm, I feel like, because your left arm is kind of the one that like does the. I guess that's just telling it. Like, I guess that's just more like this is how good she is, but that's fucking weird. Why? What's the why? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Fake
It's
arm.
good.
Great.
It's good. So Rose is trying her best with one arm, but she inevitably loses, right? Because like
She has one arm.
she has one arm, and Eve has 2 arms.
Oh my
Right.
God.
So Eve wins, right? And she like pisses off the mafia boss. The mafia boss is like real mad now because Eve just beat her and Rose just lost, right? So like Eve goes home, she saved the orphanage and all that, right? But then she gets a message from Viper, who's like, yeah, like watch out, like the mafia want your head, right? So it's like Eve is like driving in a car. This dude drives up behind her and he pulls out a bazooka. Fires it at
I
Eve.
can't. I literally can't do this anymore. Like I don't want.
You know, when you came up with the idea for the segment, you weren't. This wasn't where you were at, right?
Everything. I regret everything. I regret starting the podcast. I'm sorry to whoever I need to apologize to make this go away. I'm sorry. I don't deserve this.
You need to apologize to yourself.
Why? Why? Why did I do this to myself? I don't know. I'm scared. The healthy amount of fear at the beginning has now turned into just full-on terror. Is there more? Are you gonna walk me through like everything that happens?
Do you want me to? Because like we're like not even halfway through the first season right now, so like if you want to like drop it here and then like
Oh
go
my
watch it,
God.
you
I
still
think
have
I-
like a lot of anime to watch.
I think I should drop it here so that I can watch it because I do want to watch it. But also, like, I want to hear what you think about it so far. Like, at this point in the show, where were you mentally? Because I'm just hearing you talk about it, and I'm, like, not okay.
Bro, I'm just the whole time I'm watching this show, I'm just screaming, yes!
This is camp! This is camp! This
Bro,
is what the
it is-
people want!
It is so rare, I think. I think like the older you get, the more media you consume and stuff like that, you don't get surprised as much anymore, right?
That's true.
So I think like just seeing this and never actually being prepared for it. There's literally every time there's a little cliffhanger, you will never guess the solution to that cliffhanger. You just
Yeah.
won't.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, I forgot something.
Of course
So
you
it's a
did.
shonen, right? It's a shonen, right?
Is this
And what
actually
is
classified as a shonen?
I have no idea.
I'm actually like curious because I don't know, like I look at certain animes like Haikyuu and I'm like, this wasn't made for the girlies. That's weird.
You're
Let's
lucky
see.
right about that, actually. All right. So what is another key component of shonens aside from the rivalry?
The epic fight scenes?
I mean, we already got that in the golf, but there's something very specific about epic fight scenes that are like very shonen-esque.
Like the hyper analyzation of like everything they're doing.
Well, that's actually in there too.
Okay.
But more importantly,
Oh god, there's more.
yelling special attack names.
Oh no.
Eve has a set of special attacks called the Rainbow Bullets. And each shot is named after a different color of the rainbow.
Just when we couldn't get gay enough, they bring in
So-
the fucking rainbow.
So, like, if she's trying to drive, it'll be like Blue Bullet, and she'll yell, Blue Bullet! And hit the ball. And, like, I don't know if it's, like, it's not completely clear. It's like later, like at the beginning of the show, you're kind of like, do they actually see these colors? But like later in the show, it's actually confirmed that people actually do see these colors when she hits the ball.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's real. It's real. She
Taste the
yells
rainbow, guys. Taste it. Taste it. It's so sweet. It's so good. This
so
is
good.
just gay.
It's just gay.
This is just gay. Also, to answer the question of whether or not it's a shonen, Birdie Wing Golf Girl Story is much more than a common sports anime story. The latter is very popular. Some consider it an outstanding subgenre within shonen.
It's good. See, I'm not the only one that agrees.
I kind of love
This is
that. But also,
The
while I was
7.52
looking
on
up,
Mal.
one of the first things that comes up when I type in "is Birdie Wing," it just goes, "Is Birdie Wing gay?" That's one of the most search that's one of the most common Google search options.
I will warn you though, because this is not as fun. That like
Okay.
it's pretty gay, and then it ends kind of not like I don't know. I won't say it's gay baiting, but they could have gone harder. At
I
the
feel
end
like
with that.
whenever people are like, "It's not really gay baiting," I'm like, that means it kind of is, like a little bit.
It's kind of gay baiting. I'm gonna be- Okay. The end of season 1 got pretty gay. I don't know why they pulled their punches at the end of season 2. Like it got really gay at the end of season 1, and at the end of season 2 they kind of pulled their punches,
That's
which
unfortunate.
sucks.
So every good shonen anime also has like some kind of school for learning whatever it is you're learning. Is there a golf academy in this anime?
Yes, there is.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Tell me a little bit about that.
That's basically like so. Like I got you up to like the first 7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of season 1 is My Golfer Academia, essentially.
What? Wait, that's kind of incredible though. Now I really want to watch it. So it's about golf school.
For the second half of season 1, and then season 2 stops golf school.
All right. Great.
That's as much as I'm gonna say. Also, it's only 2 seasons long, so like
Oh, is it like
it's-
the end of it?
it's done. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, the ending is ambiguous enough that we could probably have more seasons if we want, but frankly, I think it's done.
done. Well,
think
that's
it's done.
good. You don't see a lot of shows like that anymore, I feel like, where,
Yeah.
they aren't trying to like really serialize it. Because I think that that was something that a lot of people said about Chainsaw Man, was that like they were really surprised that Chainsaw Man continued on after the first season, or at least like the
Really?
first volume of Chainsaw Man,
Mm.
because it feels like a very well-rounded story in and of itself. And I haven't read the second like volume, or I haven't
Part
read like, yeah, the
part
second
2.
part of Chainsaw Man yet. I haven't really started it. So I don't really know what to expect, but it's cool to get shows where it's like, okay, well, yeah, like 2 seasons and then we're done, you know?
Yeah. I think it helps that this was an anime original, so like it doesn't have anything that was adapting off of.
Oh,
Yeah, so they got to really
oh,
go into this with like
really?
for for people who don't watch anime originals, start watching anime originals. Like adaptations are great,
Uh huh.
but you don't get the most out of the medium until you watch an anime original, because because then they can really make what makes anime work, and you don't have to make like weird concessions and things like that.
I wonder what else is an anime original.
There's another one that's on the same level of like insaneness as this. It's basically like slice of life, but John Wick. It's called
Ooh.
Like Horse Recoil.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard it's good.
It will also get you the same level of like what the fuck you'll get from that.
I didn't know Kill
Also,
la
it's
Kill was
kind of
on.
gay too. So
Also gay. Interesting. Interesting. I guess I haven't really thought about anime originals, because I feel like I always just assume that if it's an anime there is like a manga behind it, but I guess it's like no, of course not, that's
yeah.
I guess that's just something that I've always taken for like as granted, but that makes a lot of sense.
Some of my favorite stuff like in anime originals just because like
What are some other ones that you like that I may have seen too? Because I actually don't
Cowboy
know.
Bebop is anime original. Psychopaths is anime original. Uh,
Cowboy Bebop is an anime original?
yeah.
I think I do Psychopaths was not based on anything. Or at least a
Anohana
little bit.
is Anohana is
Uh
Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Kill la Kill.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Are you're pulling my fucking leg. There's no way.
No, those are anime originals.
Really? Neon Genesis?
Yeah.
Dude,
That is something we need to talk about sometime.
that is something that we need to talk about sometime. Damn, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just assume that everything is. Wow. Well, goes to show you that I have a lot to learn.
And a lot of golfing anime to
And a
watch.
lot of golfing anime to watch.
Like
I'm
24-ish episodes.
I'm on this. I was like browsing on Wikipedia, an anime with original screenplays, and there's an anime called Blue Gender. That's just like the first thing I saw when I opened this. And now I'm curious as to what that is. But
It's the third gender.
it's the third gender.
Blue. Yeah, so that is.
That's fucking weird. It's about aliens. So yeah, I guess kind of like the third gender. And like, okay. Well, Birdie Wing Golf Girl story.
Yes. Watch it.
I will watch it. That's fascinating. I will say
Savor it. Enjoy it.
a couple of things that you said, like about the plot, did stand out to me. I do think it's interesting. I'm sticking with the tattoo thing, right? Because like I I first of all, that's like I think the biggest, most shocking thing that happens, like
Not her arm just shattering.
well, okay, but like the first like sort of like
Okay.
plot twist kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
Where the sort of outlandishness of the anime like really starts to shine through. Like obviously Eve existing is like that's like pretty outlandish, and the mafia too, but those are all kind of like things that we come to expect from anime. I feel like the tattoo thing is significant just because of how taboo tattoos are in Japan, like
Uh,
culturally. Because I've been told that like if I go to Japan, like I'm not allowed to have these out. Like I have to wear long sleeves or cover up because like tattoos have very, very strong gang affiliations with like, which I mean, I guess because like she is kind of part of the
She is in
mafia,
the
like that does
mafia.
make sense. But I just think it's interesting that they made it kind of into a positive thing and not something that's like immediately taboo almost. Um, I gotta say, I really don't know how the Rainbow Bullet, especially like, so the original run is 2022 and it's not based on a manga that's older than this. I really can't see how like the Rainbow Bullet and like that, how that isn't queer coded. Like, it has to be. That's gotta be gay. There's no way, right? Like, that had to be like a purposeful choice, no? Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. I just don't think they were thinking that hard about it.
That's also fair. That's also a fair assumption, actually. Yeah.
Like, you might be right. It might also be a happy
It
coincidence.
might also be a happy coincidence, yes. Wait, so who's your favorite character?
Hmm.
I love that you haven't thought about it.
They're all really great
You're
in
like,
their
they're
own
all
different
my
ways.
waifus. I love them all equally. Don't ask me to pick favorites.
They're all pretty great. E is pretty great. I have a friend that really reminds me of you, actually.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, she's cool. Uh, always Aoi gets more character stuff going on. So like right now she's a little like bland, but like as you get to like once you get to My Golfer Academia, essentially, because Eve
I
goes to
fucking
Japan
love that
to
you're
go hang out
calling
with
it that.
Aoi.
My Golfer Academia.
That's what it is.
I love it.
There's some other characters you'll meet later.
Fun.
There's this dude you'll meet at the really very beginning. Eve has like flashbacks of this dude. He's just like, he's got like, he like taught her how to play golf, and he has like a scar on his face, and
Crazy. Wait, is it the blonde guy on the cover?
yeah, it's like the only memory she has.
Oh, fun. Is it her? Is it like secretly her father?
You'll
Because
see.
she's an orphan. Oh, damn it. I forgot. I have to
You'll see.
watch this.
You gotta watch it
I
now.
do. I am gonna watch it too, though, because this actually does like look good. There are some, I don't know,
Yes.
there's like some anime that I watch or I look at and I read I have somebody explain it to me and why it's like really, really great, and I'm just kind of like, like sure, but I could probably get my fix of that, whatever it is, somewhere else.
Mhm.
This is this is gonna be the first golf anime that I watch, which I don't know if there is another one that I could have
No.
watched before this, but it's incredible actually, and I'm very
Even if they make
excited.
another one, there's just never gonna be anything like this because like
It's the first. It's the
it's,
original.
it's, it's not even that. It's not like it just has the balls to just go there, you know? Like you know like sometimes like you're watching like an anime and you're like, "Oh, they could go there." And then they just kind of pull their punch. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
It's like,
it's like you got to stay grounded in reality or some shit like that.
yeah, God, so fucking boring.
This anime runs this like really nice line of like real enough that like still get surprised by the weird ass shit that happens,
Uh-huh.
but detached from reality enough that weird ass shit can't happen.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like if this is like Kill a Kill, like Gurren Lagann or something like all the
Uh-huh.
shit that's happening is pretty tame because those anime can get crazy,
Uh-huh.
right? But this is like just attached enough to reality to where when something happens, you're like, that was not supposed to happen. There was not supposed to be an underground transformer golf course.
This lady's arm should not have been fake. That's not a thing. I kind of
Right?
love that. I love that. Do you think that good stories, like all good stories, have some element of that, of like being able to balance the outlandish with the groundedness in reality? Like, I think that's why Attack on Titan works so well, is because it feels historic, right? It's almost
Mhm.
grounded in this like it is grounded in history, first of all, but like the story just hits like really close to home that you almost forget the premise is like there is a magic system in this world where your genetics can like turn you into a human eating monster, and like the further you get into Attack on Titan, the more grounded it becomes, because we go more into like the magic system and like how it kind of happened and all of this stuff. But like with at the beginning, you're just like, ah, yes, kill big monster. With Birdie Wing Golf Girl's story, like I kind of understand what you're talking about in that it balances that outlandish element with like the grounded in reality thing. But do you think that like all good stories necessarily have to have that if there is like some kind of fantastical element, or do you think there is a way for it to be like 100% fantastical and outlandish without needing to necessarily be like, I don't know, what do you think about all that?
I don't even know if it's like all good stories as much as just all stories require some level of like groundedness in them, right?
Uh-huh.
Like people make art, so there has to be some level of reflection about like some sort of way you see the world that's informed by you being a person that gets reflected in your art.
Uh-huh.
Even for like super abstract things,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's some level of like background assumption about being human
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be brought into there that like will tie it down to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if like so that's like for the very broad idea, like if you're asking the question like does all like art need to be grounded in the very broad sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
My answer would be like yeah, all of it has to be. But like maybe in a weaker sense, you're like does all art need to be grounded in a weaker sense of like reflecting reality like at least somewhat. I mean like there is great abstract stuff, right? And like there
Yeah.
is like like I do love myself like a Studio Trigger thing where like they do get pretty like loose on reality
Uh-huh.
and like that's kind of the point, right? So
Uh-huh.
like there is a certain amount of looseness that you can play with that also makes things like really fun and interesting too.
I
That I
guess
do genuinely love.
I guess something that stood out to me with what you were talking about in this anime too was when you were saying that like you feel like there aren't a lot of stories nowadays that have the balls to do what this story does. And I find
Hmm.
that interesting because how like I almost said the most out of pocket shit, and you're gonna understand what I mean, but like how would you quantify said balls? Like what? Describe what you mean when you say balls.
You want
Like
me to describe the balls?
I would like you to
Is what I'm hearing.
describe in excruciating detail the balls.
Okay,
I
I'll
want
try
to
my
know
best.
everything about said balls. I just,
What has Yeji done to our podcast?
I don't know. Educational, educational, educational.
I mean, man, I think like it's kind of like a joke, you try to talk about it, you might never actually land on it, and talking about it will probably strip some of the magic from it.
Uh huh.
But I do think it's like it probably has something to do with like the expectations you build for your world, right? And
Mhm.
then like the ability to push past those like expectations without completely shattering the world that you've built, right? It's a very fine line,
Mhm.
right? Because like Birdie Wing does it really successfully in that like it tells you that the world is like generally a facsimile of the real world. Like, right, this is generally how the real world's supposed to work. Golf is a real thing. You do play golf like this, right?
Mhm.
So it sets up a specific expectation, like about things being grounded. So certain things automatically get like excluded from your brain as possibilities because the real world doesn't function like this,
Mhm.
right? And every time it brings a twist in, it does it by doing something that like butts right up against the barrier of like feasibility,
Mhm.
right? It goes far enough past what's normal but doesn't break the barrier of feasibility, right? So like so like her like having a robotic arm and it breaking, not expected, probably not likely, probably not even realistic, but it's not so crazy that it breaks the entire world that you've built. It's not like
Mhm.
she pulled out magic. If she started pulling out
Yeah.
magic, you'll be surprised once,
Yeah.
and then you won't ever be surprised again
Uh
because
huh.
you've broken that barrier,
Uh huh.
right? But if you keep it right under that barrier,
Yeah.
you can keep pushing things, right? And it will continue to be surprising,
Mhm.
right? Whereas like something like My Hero Academia or like any fantasy thing, right? Like it's a lot crazier, right? There's a lot more crazy things happening, but you're expecting these crazy things. So when
Mm-hmm.
crazy things happen, if someone has a robotic arm and that's the twist in My Hero Academia, you're not going to be surprised,
Yeah.
right? Because like that's par for the course,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas like I think that's what's really interesting and special
I
about this
love that
show
you
and why
just
it
used
works.
par for the course, unironically. That's
I
actually
think that's just
so
part of my
good.
vocabulary.
That's so good.
And I think that's the magic that this show has. It's like it can go far enough that it's surprising, but not so far that it breaks the world that you've built to continue to be able to surprise you later,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, and now I want to make something like this. Damn.
I know. I feel like looking at good art and examining good art just makes you want to make good art. Or at least try to make good art.
At least try to make it.
But
We need to learn how to animate.
we,
I need to learn how to make
honestly,
an
I
anime.
feel like you and I would make a killer anime. Just with, like, how much we fucking know about. That's very cocky of me to say. I have no frame of reference for, like, how long it takes to make an anime or any of that stuff. I just know that, like, you and I are good at making shit up. So,
I
how
think
hard could
given the
it
time,
be?
I think given time, money, and I think given time, money, and skill, the two of us together could make something at least interesting.
At
I
least
don't know if it'll be
interesting.
good. Yeah, at least be interesting.
Worthy of a raccoon ramble, at
At
least.
least.
At least. So, all of this taken together, I gotta say, I was definitely not expecting you to pull all of this out.
I win.
You do win. I think you win for the rest of whatever we do for these, because this was a great one to start with. It was definitely unexpected, but in the best way, and also, like, what you picked in and of itself was unexpected. Like, I don't know, I feel like this segment should have some kind of surprise element in it, just considering that, like, one of us is going
Yeah.
into it blind, so, like, making some part of it also a surprise is, like, kind of genius, and I love it. Like, I love that you picked this one to start with. I also know that, like, we have talked about this anime at some point. I think it was maybe like a recommendation that you put
I
out for,
talked
like,
to
at the
everyone about this
beginning.
anime.
Yeah, like, but remember when we would do, like, highlight or gems of the week at the end of the podcast, and, like,
I
I think you did
did.
one of I think you did this for one of them. So it's like a bit of a
I
full
did.
circle now that we're coming up on, like, a year for the podcast, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, no, I fucking love it. It's so good.
You know,
Can't
we
wait for the
did.
next one.
We're talking about full circles. We still have a bit of time. We haven't done a gems in the week in a while
We haven't done a gems of the week in the wild. Should
because
we do
all
one?
of our episodes run so long.
They do. This was a good one though. It's only an hour and 7 minutes
Yeah.
and counting. So let's.
So what are your gems of the week? I went on the whole thing. So what are you on?
Oh God. I am currently on Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 just dropped, and the part 2 of season 2 is coming out on the 31st of this month, which is in, like, 2 days, which I'm freaking the fuck out about. But if you
You
have not
should.
seen Jujutsu Kaisen or read Jujutsu Kaisen, you should, because it's fucking amazing. And I have so many things to say about it, but it's so fucking good. And they popped, like, Mappa, whoever who everybody working at Mappa deserves a place in heaven. Like, I don't make the rules, but they are doing so much, and they're doing it well. Like, I know that some people had qualms about, like, the season of Attack on Titan that Mappa animated, and, like, them taking over. People were like, we'll see, and eh, we saw. It wasn't the most incredible thing we've ever seen, but, like, they got it done, and they told the story, and they told it well, and, like,
I honestly got over the animation shit pretty quick.
I
Like at
did
first I was
too.
like,
Like,
I was like, but then I watched the rest of the season. And I got over
but
it.
also, like, I don't know, like, after 2 episodes, you're just kind of like, like, this, your brain's
Yeah,
used
it's
to
just
it.
yeah, it's just
Um,
there.
but with Jujutsu Kaisen, they're doing something just, I think, like, very extraordinary. Just because I think everybody that watches the animes that Mappa is putting out right now knows how much Mappa has on their plate. in the sense that like when you're watching Jujutsu Kaisen, you're like, oh, I know that you guys are also working on like 20 other anime. So that little thing
Chainsaw
that
Man.
you did with the thing in that one scene where you made the thing and put the time and effort into doing that thing, it's actually fucking incredible. And like I'm so glad that somebody cared about the story enough to do that because it just makes it so much better. And they did the same thing with Chainsaw Man. Um Specifically what I'm talking about is like there's that scene where Aki like gets up in the morning and he like makes himself breakfast and he goes out onto his balcony and he smokes a cigarette and reads the newspaper. That's not in the manga. Like
Yeah.
somebody at the studio was like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna put it in and it's gonna be great and everybody's gonna love it. And guess what? That scene has its own fucking fan base. Like it's so good. And they did the same thing with Jujutsu Kaisen, which I'm not going to say anything because it's very, very new and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but it's like, it's really, really good. And it's like, yes, this studio is very high volume and they could be doing the thing where they're just like, okay, like, here's your thing. Like, we don't really give a fuck. Like, we're just trying to put it out. And they didn't do that. And I really respect them for it.
They've done justice to some really good source material. I'm glad that they were able to catch Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man. Like,
me too.
usually, it's pretty easy for me to recommend an anime, recommend the manga over the anime, just because like certain things are just hard to adapt, right? Like it's not even like a skill thing. It's like a feasibility thing. Can you adapt it? Chainsaw Man's pretty hard to adapt because like Fujimoto is like a genius when it comes to paneling, right? And Mappa manages to like hit the and like I don't think it's perfect, and I still kind of side with the manga, but it's like really close because Mappa does such a great job adapting, and their additional like adaptive flares are genuinely really good for what they're trying to do.
No, it's really good.
Controversially, I would even say the anime for Jujutsu Kaisen is better than the manga.
Really? Interesting.
I'm caught up with the manga. I really like the manga. I kind of low-key enjoy watching the anime more.
It's a very motion-based story. A lot of the stuff that happens in the story is like the clapping thing that like what's his name does? What's his name? Toto, yeah, like that's a very visual thing. It's very difficult to pull something like that off in manga just because like
yeah,
it requires exposition, right? It requires expositing. Whereas like I love what they did with Chainsaw Man, but nobody's ever gonna say that the anime of Chainsaw Man is better than the manga because the manga is such a trailblazer. Like, yes, the anime is also good, but the manga is better. Whereas, like, with Jujutsu Kaisen, like, the manga is good because it came up with the story and it's doing all of the, storytelling work. But, like, the anime works better, honestly, for the story just because of, like, the way the story is. So, yeah, no, it's just all incredible. And if y'all haven't hopped on Chainsaw Man yet, fucking hop on Chainsaw Man.
Read it. Like honestly, season 1 of Chainsaw Man is good, but I think the story is really good taken as the whole. Right. So honestly, if once part 2 of season 1 of Chainsaw Man comes out, I will say coin flip, whichever one you like more.
All right.
But right now, I genuinely recommend reading chapters 1 to 97 as a complete package.
Okay.
Because I think you agree too. It works really well as a concise story.
It does. It does work really well as a concise story. So I'm excited to see what you mean when you say like to continue. The problem is, okay, here's the problem. The problem is that I have busy hands. So when I'm consuming things, unless it's like a physical book in front of me, I have a hard time focusing on it. Like if I'm reading manga on my iPad, like that's also different. But if I'm like reading manga on I cannot read manga on my phone. It just does not happen. Just because there's so much else going on my phone that I can't, But I do have
So
to
she
hop
read
on
all my
that.
manga when she got
But
over
I
here.
did. Like, you know what I mean when I say that. I literally, we talked about this in the last fucking episode too, but I went to On's for his white coat ceremony, and he has the hard copy of the Chainsaw Man manga. And so I just sat down on his couch and read basically the entire thing in one sitting.
It's kind of impressive. Kind of
It's
terrifying.
good though, but like I need something to touch when I'm reading.
Mhm.
Anyways, what's your jump of the week?
I've been listening to a couple albums.
Ooh,
Honestly.
music.
I've been driving a lot. So I really am enjoying Amar by Big X the Plugs.
Ooh,
So
okay.
he's like this Dallas rapper, right? And like
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna
I
add
think
it.
the thing with like hip hop is that like a lot of it is like we don't have much like Texas like southern hip hop, right? Like
Uh-huh.
people are always talking about how like music is supposed to embody the place that you come from, right?
Mhm.
And like I really agree. If you ever listen to like Tupac or like Kendrick when you're in LA, it hits different,
Mhm.
right? If you're listening to like Biggie while you're in New York, it's like it's a different thing. You can really hear how the artists have like put their experiences into it. And I haven't really heard too much of that for Texas. There is Travis Scott who does like his like Houston stuff, but that feels very Houston.
Uh-huh.
I haven't heard anything that feels really Texas,
Uh-huh.
right? And then my brother showed me this this album, and it's tech like I don't know. You'll just have to listen to it
Yeah.
to see if you agree. It feels like home.
I kind of love that. Wait, what's it called again?
Yeah, it's called Amar, Amar, and it's by Big X the Plug. It's got this
Got it.
like, it's got this like, so it's the sample work is like really great. It's got like this like southern bluesy thing going on,
Mhm.
like for the sample selections. It feels very much like things that you would like feel and hear. His rap voice is like, I don't know how else to explain it other than like everything's bigger in Texas.
I kind of love that though. Your
has
brother has very
presence.
good taste in music.
My brother has great taste in music.
Yeah. We should get him on the podcast to talk about music because I feel like
We
that would be
should.
a fun episode, especially just like listening to the two of you talk about music because I've never heard y'all like brain meld about music, and I kind of want to.
You're not ready for it. We can go on.
For a little bit of context of how much I knew about On's brother, though, I met him for the very first time. On and I have known each other for almost
Like 5 years. Something like
almost
that
5 years, and I did not know his brother's name.
now. Damn.
I didn't. Also, do you fucking remember when we were sitting down at the table and I was like, what's his name? And everybody was like, it's just like Ons, but it has 2 syllables and it rhymes with on. And then I found out that his name was Khan, and I was like, that's not 2 syllables, guys. That's not 2 syllables.
I think they said it had 2 extra letters.
No, somebody very clearly said 2 syllables. It's 2 syllables and it rhymes with odds. And I was like,
There-
okay, so it'll have like.
No. That room is small. I can figure out who it was.
At them in the chat right now.
Happening right now. This podcast was produced by Yeji.
It was created and written by both of us.
It was edited by me,
The cover art was done by my good friend Emma Nebecker.
and the background art for the videos were done by my good friend Penelope Moreno.